Bro, what in the world? Winnie, what are you doing? Can you lay down? Thank you so much.
Welcome back to our channel.
We finally named it. It's called The Coming Out Conversation. This is part 2, where we talk about family and culture, which we dove into a little bit last time, but we're going to continue on it. And I added more questions to this section so that we can really get into it, because I feel like this is what people really want to know, of like all the trauma of it all. It is normal. But we talked about our coming out, our family's reaction, and all of that last time. So we're going to kind of straight dive into the next question, which is...
I don't straight into anything.
Okay, I'm so sorry. We're going to gaily dive in. Was there a turning point where you felt like something actually shifted with your families, or is it still ongoing? Big sigh.
Well, I mean, with my family, no.
Yeah. There's really
with
not
your
much to say.
family, yeah, there's not much to say with my family. With your family, I do think there was a really big shift.
Okay, what do you think was the big shift?
I think it was the engagement.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the engagement was such a big shift. Bro, you cannot be heavy breathing into this area. And he said I am the star of the show. Okay, anyways. Yeah, the engagement was a big shift. I think that last email that I had sent was really big. And then they didn't do anything with it. But then once I got engaged, they were like, oh, let us respond to this so she doesn't just like abandon us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that was probably when we felt it the most. And I do think, like, listen, I'm not a big fan of ultimatums, but I do think that ultimatum was necessary after 3 years of like no improvement essentially, and just like ignoring the fact that I am gay and that this was happening. And it worked ish. We're still working on it.
Yeah. There's still room to grow.
There's a lot of room to grow right now. How have you dealt with my parents' rejection after they saw you as a second daughter?
You know, it wasn't great, that's for sure. I would say that's not the hardest part. Definitely the hardest part was watching how they treated you.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, yeah, it hurt, but I think at the time I was way more focused on how you were feeling than I was about my own feelings.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about it now? Like knowing, like having seen my mom and interacted with her now, and then also like moving forward knowing that you're probably going to have to interact with her more. And then more.
I think that's a different story. That doesn't really have anything, in my opinion, to do with the fact that they treated me like a daughter previously. Like I am actually so removed, and it was 3 years ago, and I'm a little bit detached from that, I guess, from how that makes me feel. And now my interactions with them moving forward are definitely going to be a lot different. I don't think we'll ever be maybe quite as close, and if we do ever get that close, it's going to take at least a decade, if not longer. Because, I mean...
there was so much damage done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a lot of damage in how I viewed them and how they treated you. And that's my priority. Like, you are my priority, so... You don't like that? That's crazy.
No, that's true. And there is a lot of accountability that needs to be taken before even, like, things can begin to move forward, especially in your brain.
I mean, I would really love to hear it, and I'm sorry, but I don't think I'll ever get that.
No, I don't think we'll ever get that, because I just don't think they did anything wrong.
I mean, I don't think your parents really... Well, you know what? I take it back. I do think your dad says he's sorry, but he says he's sorry for things that he maybe doesn't mean.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which is maybe where... maybe there are some patterns where others don't say I'm sorry either.
Others being hey, I'm getting better.
You're getting much better, but I can understand where it comes from when you've had somebody tell you they're sorry and then not really mean it.
Yeah, like sorries to me just don't really mean anything.
Yeah.
So like I don't really care to ever hear I'm sorry, because I'm like, okay, like you're just gonna continue doing it, but like stop doing it.
Right.
Like what is the point of saying I'm sorry if you're going to continue the behavior.
Right.
It's a waste of a word.
Mm-hmm.
And the word doesn't have any meaning anymore.
Correct. Based on your lived experiences.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, heck, even in your past relationships.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so sorry I cheated on you. Let me go do it 5 more times.
Yeah.
You know?
You just have really
like, are you really
you
not
not
sorry?
history with the word.
Like, you can't be that sorry if you just continue doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Are there things your parents still don't have language for, and how do you navigate that? I don't think they have much language for anything queer. I think that I'm willing to teach. I think that as a daughter of parents who are not accepting of your queerness, I think you have to really actively make a choice on whether you want to teach and you want people to learn around you and you want to take that upon yourself, or if you want to just let them figure it out for themselves. And I am willing to teach, and I'm willing to like have a conversation.
She's willing and able.
I am, but you have to also be willing and able, like, to learn. And if you're not there, then I'm just yapping to a wall. So I think that there's a lot that they don't have language for in the LGBTQ plus community and the struggles that come with that and all of that. And if they're ever wanting to learn, I am there to teach them, but they're going to have to want to learn to be able to even approach that conversation. Mm-hmm. How do you handle extended family? Aunties, uncles, grandparents who may not know or may not approve. Do you have extended family?
You literally just
don't approve.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like your family is very...
Even my grandfather.
Yeah.
My singular grandfather.
I met her singular grandfather, and he loves me as well. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say he loves me.
He does.
He was very nice. And that was very wild as a South Asian woman, having just like a 92-year-old man be like, welcome to family. I'm like, what? White people are crazy. Nuts. The like, just like a radical accepting your queer granddaughter is not radical, but in my like culture it's radical. So like the radical acceptance of like your granddaughter's just life is insane.
I mean, I don't mean to toot their horn, but it is kind of radical even within like white culture.
For them, like it wasn't normal or okay for a long time.
Right.
Exactly. 92 is a long life lived, and it was not accepted for a very long time.
Yeah.
So for that, like, and that's the fact that they can come around really just, I think seeing your grandfather just be so kind just because he loves you and that's what comes first. Mm-hmm. And then seeing like the stark difference with my parents, I'm like, are we kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Like it makes me actually even more angry. And then how, like for me, I don't really handle it well. Like I only have tolerance for my parents being unaccepting.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have any grandparents.
I don't have any grandparents. And people are like, how do you feel that like you would disappoint your grandparents? And personally,
Can you just lift the mic?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Personally, since my grandparents have all passed, I think that they're celebrating me and my queerness because I get to make up the story whatever I want it to be. So I refuse, why would I make my life more difficult and think about my dead grandparents being homophobic? Like,
yeah,
why would you do that to yourself? So I'm just like, I think they'll be fine. And I've also seen a lot of Indian grandparents be supportive of their queer children. So I don't know, maybe I see that as well. Extended family, don't have tolerance for. You either come around or you don't. And if you're not accepting, goodbye. Aunties and uncles also really don't have a tolerance for.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. It's like, I only am accepting this because it is my parents. And even then, I am at like a bare minimum tolerance of it.
I think maybe you hesitate sometimes with aunties and uncles, but it's hard because of your parents' relationship with them, not because you care what they think.
Yeah, it's hard because these are also the people that raised us. Like, we were raised in this community of like 30 to 40 Indian Telugu families, and everyone is very conservative and very religious. And this is just how I grew up. And so knowing that some of these people are not going to accept who I am, was difficult in the beginning, but also if you don't accept me after knowing me my entire life, knowing who I am, my character, and all of that, simply because of who I love, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have not changed. If
Right.
anything, I have only improved as a person, and I've only become better as a person. And if me being queer is the reason that you decide to not like me anymore, get out of here with that. Like, I no longer respect you.
Yeah.
I'll tolerate you for my parents, but I will not respect you, and you will not be invited to the wedding.
Period.
What do you do at big family gatherings or cultural events where your relationship isn't fully acknowledged?
You don't really have big family events. I mean, the closest you got was most recently in January, and that's not really like.
Yeah,
you were mourning.
That was, a funeral really isn't the place to tell people you're engaged and gay. You know?
Exactly. I mean, I had a family gathering, and that's when Trey met my grandfather, but.
And that went great.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like I was a little nervous walking in just because, like, I'm nervous. I was going to say anytime there's that many white people in a room, which isn't false. But, like, in our relationship, I am actually the majority 99% of the time. You are the minority. In our friend groups, like, in really, like, most things that we do.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, looking around, I'm the only white person here.
And that's honestly
how I prefer it. So I always get a little nervous because it's also not just gay, it's interracial. And I've never had a great relationship in like the interracial aspect of it all either. So I get a little concerned, but it went well. Everything is great on your end as per usual. On my end, big family gatherings don't really happen because our family's very spread out and like dad's side's wild and mom's side is half dead. So that's that. And then like with parties,
I fear half your father's side is also dead, but anyway.
That is true. We had our first gathering of like Indian aunties and uncles post announcing engagement in May. That was like the first where we had a couple, like two that we went to, and honestly, it was more shocking.
It wasn't June?
No.
Okay.
It was more shocking to me when people acknowledged our relationship versus not acknowledging it, because I spent so long not acknowledging our relationship.
Right.
And so when aunties and aunties specifically came up to us and like congratulated us or whatever it was, I was like taken aback every single time. And I think moving forward with that experience, it's kind of just we're gonna see how it goes. We don't have a lot of functions.
Yeah, and those who don't congratulate us or mention it or anything, we not only taking notes, we're crossing off names.
Also, we are not taking notes. Koshik is taking notes.
Koshik is very much taking notes.
He is taking notes. He's crossing names off the list. He's clocking behavior, body language, everything. So if you don't pass Koshik's list, also not on the invite list to the wedding or the engagement party. But yeah, so we'll handle that as it goes. What?
I forgot that there was going to be an engagement party.
We'll get there. We'll see. I don't know. I said this year, but maybe next year. There's a lot going on this year.
Mm-hmm.
What cultural expectations have you had to grieve or let go of?
None.
Well, I don't think that question was for you.
I
don't think really any of these questions in this section.
They're really not. But I'll add my 2 cents.
But also for me,
yeah,
I very much believe the culture that I was raised in and the religion that I was raised in is not homophobic by nature and is very accepting of queer people. The people have just become homophobic and full of hate. So I have not had to let go of any cultural expectations. I think at one point I thought that we had to have a small wedding and like we couldn't have a Hindu wedding or a Telugu wedding because like I never saw representation in that. And then I was like, my Taurus came out and I was like, who in the world is going to tell me that I can't do what I want to do? If I want a big Telugu wedding, I'm having a big Telugu wedding.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's silly. So I really don't think that there's anything besides just like being with a man. But I broke that and then had to, everything just kind of still works. Like we still celebrate like we do all the things.
Yeah.
And for me, like our religion,
my religion. Man can do, I can do better.
100%. Like literally any time, even if we do like small pujas and stuff for Diwali, Like the way Dana comes in and helps is more than I've ever seen a man in my household help.
That's crazy because I feel like I could help more.
No. Like, I mean, no, because you don't even know what I'm doing.
Right. Well, that's my thing. I feel like I should know. I would like to know more so that I can help more.
But like, you clean the out. That's crazy to me. That you like you clean. She cleans her doorsteps, and I'm like,
well, yeah,
never seen this happen before. So, anyways, that's I haven't really had to grieve anything or let anything go. I've just shifted what I thought of the norms. But I think that's more in the sense of like the patriarchal norm, since there isn't really a patriarchy here in play.
Well, there's Winnie.
Yeah,
but that's about
he's
it.
just in his own world. I think this one might be for me as well. Maybe for you, from your perspective. But for first gen or immigrant family people, how do you hold space for your culture and your queerness when they feel like they're in tension? I feel like I honestly just answered that. I don't feel like my culture and my queerness are ever at attention, because I don't think that they clash at all. I think they beautifully go together. I think there are people that make it clash, but you just cut those people off. You know?
Simple as that.
I don't know. Do you have anything? I don't think I've really struggled with that.
No, not really. Because like you said, like culturally speaking, you don't actually believe that anything within your culture or your religion is inherently homophobic.
Yeah. Like if I was maybe Christian or like Muslim and like believed that God
some
didn't
sort of
accept
Abrahamic
me,
religion, but
yeah, that I because I was gay, like maybe that would be more of a struggle, but I just like don't struggle with that. I don't really understand that actually. How does my parents' immigrant experience shape how they process your queerness?
I would say the way that the guilt you feel because of their being immigrants and you being a first gen
has given them a lot more grace.
Yes.
Than maybe you would have given your parents in this position.
Correct.
I agree. For me, like, I am so grateful for, I can't actually imagine being a first generation immigrant. Like,
you are a first generation immigrant?
No, I'm a first generation American.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
I can't imagine being a first generation immigrant. I can't imagine moving to a country, leaving your entire family behind for the hopes of a better life, and then succeeding at that. Like, also, my parents weren't rich. They moved to this country with like pennies in their pockets, okay? And so the life that they built, I am very proud of and I'm very in awe of, because I could have never done that. Like, I think about us moving to Europe if like this country goes to shambles and I'm freaking out, okay? And like that is not like, we have modern technology at our hands. Mm-hmm. So like I can't imagine it. I can't imagine leaving your parents, your siblings, everyone you know, everything you grew up with, the life that you knew as it was, and then just being like bye and living that double life.
I crave that sometimes, but anyway.
Which like that makes sense for you as a white person.
I guess.
But like I'm very proud of the life that my parents have built, and I do think that sometimes is actually hindered. I call it the time freeze of the first generation immigrant.
Yeah.
Because I think that when you do move to a whole new country that doesn't share the same culture and religion as you, you are so desperate to hold on to what you left behind, and that you want to be able to pass down these traditions and culture, that you are frozen in time in your bubble. So India has progressed, America has progressed. My parents are stuck in 1990 India. So like when I first came out, they'd be like, I'm moving back to India. And I'm like, go, gay people exist there too. Like, you're not, this isn't like, I was like, one of my close gay friends is literally from India. Like, he moved here from India. You can't escape us. We exist everywhere.
Any friend that you have that came from India
has so accepting.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, like, it's not a big deal in India. Like, I don't know what world you live in. And all of that. And so I always tell my parents, go back and get out of your bubble, because it is such a different world. Mm-hmm. And I think that the time freeze actually negatively has impacted their acceptance and processing of my queerness, because they also haven't moved forward in America of like how much more it's accepted here because they were too busy just upholding 1990s India.
It's kind of like when you glorify a memory, you know?
Yeah.
Or like when you look back and you remember your parents from when you were a child.
Well, because you're essentially putting, you're actually putting the entire culture on a pedestal. Exactly. As an immigrant.
Yeah.
And you're not giving it any time to evolve, any chance to evolve or change or just like catch up with the times, which both cultures and countries are doing, but you are now stuck in. And I think it really does them a disservice. And I always like, anytime I talk to anybody from India, they're like, what do you mean you did Bharatanatyam and classical music? And like, you go to the temple all the time and there's pujas literally every weekend, multiple houses, blah, 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 blah. Like, they didn't do any of that growing up in India. And I was always under the assumption that India was even more strict than it was here for us. And like, I wasn't allowed to wear shorts or tank tops or literally show any skin. And then they were like, what are you talking about? We wore shorts all the time. Like, we were allowed to go out all the time. And it's such a crazy shift.
Right.
And I think it's just the time phrase of, for that, the first generation immigrants experience that hurts them. And in conjunction with that, hurts the children as well because they're refusing to progress.
Mm-hmm.
So, time freeze. Do you ever feel like you're too queer for some spaces and too brown for others? And I think that this is honestly a classic Indian American experience. Like, I'm either too Indian for the white people or I'm too American for the brown people. So like first generation Indian Americans grow up with such a different experience because we don't really ever fit a box. And then you add the label of queer on or like really anything else on and you're just stacking labels at that point. And of course, like I specifically also in the Indian queer community, I don't feel queer enough.
In the Indian queer community?
Yeah. I don't feel like I'm queer enough to be a part of that community because I'm not outwardly presenting queer. I guess I feel that in general in the queer community because I don't really present as queer. But then also in the brown community, I feel like I don't fit in as much because I'm not straight. But also, fuck both of those things. And like, I'm just trying to move past that because like, what?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
So it's hard breaking barriers and it's hard being the only person, but at the end of the day, you're not the only person and you're not the first one to do it and you won't be the last one to do it. And like us just showing up as ourselves is going to help somebody else that is probably younger than us or even older than us feel confident in showing up as themselves, whether it's queer or whatever it is that they are.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
Yes. For me, I never feel too queer in a space unless I'm like, not really. Well, sometimes. I don't know. If I'm with a bunch of like very feminine women, sometimes I feel a little too queer. But to be quite honest with you, I code switch pretty well for the most part.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't really hide is the fact that I am more mask presenting, though I'm not the most mask person, so I can, I don't know, assimilate. That's not the right word, but and I don't ever feel too brown in a room.
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
Do you feel too white in a brown room?
Also no.
Yeah, okay, great. Good answer. From what's something about South Asian culture that you learned being with me?
I don't know if it's South Asian culture, but I can say it is Shreya culture. And it is that in order for her to like a food, it must have some sort of heat. Okay?
This is not South Asian culture. It might be like specific to Telangana culture.
To be honest, that is really hard sometimes.
It is the bane of your existence.
It is because it is so hard to cook for you.
Yeah.
Because despite the fact that like she is not vegetarian, she eats chicken, but she doesn't like chicken.
No, it's the Brahmin in me. Okay, it rebukes it every time.
If it even like resembles the taste of what chicken would taste like a rotisserie chicken Shrey doesn't really do very well with. Like she can sometimes, Really depends on where she is in her cycle sometimes.
Why are we getting into the chicken egg?
Okay, fine. So sorry. We'll move on from that. Other things that I learned. I didn't really have Indian food before I started dating you.
Which is crazy. One of your best friends is brown.
I mean, I had Indian food at his house.
Yeah.
And it was like, I only had dinner there like 2 or 3 times.
No, that makes sense because you like practically lived with us for 3 years and we had a lot of Indian food. What's your favorite Indian food?
That's so hard. I'm getting a lot of hate, but it's not gulab jamun. It's just too sweet for me. Gosh, what's that? I really, really like that lemon rice.
Pulihora?
Yeah. I really like your mom's chicken curry.
Yeah, my mom's chicken curry.
I really like that chili chicken from that one place.
Yeah.
I also like your mom's chili chicken.
Yeah.
I really like chana masala.
Yeah.
I am white, so I do like butter chicken and tikka masala.
I can't believe you haven't said dosa.
I do. But the thing with dosa is I specifically like your mom's peanut chutney. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, like I do like
Should
dosa.
We like reinstate Saturday brunches at my parents' house?
Saturday?
That's what we're like working towards.
Can we do Sunday? We'll do like after salad core or something like that.
Sounds good.
Because then Saturday can be left for golf.
Yeah.
On the occasion that I play golf.
This is the white culture.
The white culture is both days are for golf, actually.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
What other foods? I love naan in general.
Okay,
who doesn't?
We can move on.
We can't. I like tandoori chicken. I like.
We can move on.
I like everything.
Yeah, you haven't really eaten anything that you haven't liked.
I do stay away from the eggplant, but that's because I think I don't like eggplant. Maybe I do, and I'm just scared of it.
Well, I'm allergic to eggplant, so that's great.
Yeah. So maybe I'll keep staying away.
From a non-South Asian perspective, so food is essentially the culture you've learned. Which, that tracks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
From a non-South Asian perspective, what is something you want other people in interracial relationships to understand, and what is something they could be helpful with? I feel like you actually get this question quite often from people.
From a non... Hang on.
Like, from your perspective, what can people do and understand?
Just take the time to learn. Like...
She said, don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah. And, like... I would also say don't put it on your partner to always teach you, though your partner should be open to teaching you, and you at the bare minimum should put the effort forward. Sometimes I wish I put more of an effort forward, but you don't seem unhappy with it. And keep an open mind. Just be respectful and honestly like it, and if you don't, get out, you know.
Yeah.
If you don't accept those parts of your partner, you have no business being in a relationship with them, you know.
Yeah. And like just being understanding and approaching everything from a lens of curiosity versus like that's dumb or like that's weird,
and participate.
And like, participation. Yeah.
Put an effort forward to participate, because I think that sometimes, you know, people are like, oh, that's their culture, that's their religion.
Yeah.
I don't need to participate because it's not mine. You're just building lives parallel to one another then, and that's not, in my opinion, a real relationship. You should be intertwining them.
Yeah.
So participate.
Because like, I think especially in interracial relationships, a lot of like participation comes in when you have children, but I don't think you need to have children in order to like embrace each other's culture.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm going to her golf thing on Monday.
That's my culture.
And that's her culture. And it's important to her. For people whose families aren't accepting, what's helped you stay hopeful without waiting on their approval? I think stop waiting on their approval.
You know what? I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say don't.
The happiest you will be. And also,
don't be hopeful.
Don't be hopeful. I think the worst thing that you can be is hopeful in this entire situation. Because, like, I went into coming out with zero hope. I went in through the whole process of, like, for me, it took so long to just be okay with the lack of support from my parents. But I think hope is the worst thing that you can have, and if they come around,
In that
great.
scenario, yeah.
But yes, specifically in this scenario.
Like,
but in other, like, it's just, if you're waiting on someone else's approval for your own happiness and to wait to live your life, you're never going to be happy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I'll ever actually get my parents' approval. Because at this point, if they come around, it's more so just because they have to come around. It's not because they approve.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care. I don't care whether we have their approval or not. We're moving forward regardless.
And leave hope at the door. Go into the scenario if you're going to come out and that the worst is going to happen. And I know that's not really what people want to hear. Of course, they want to be hopeful. But if you go in expecting the worst, then you can't be disappointed by the results of it being the worst. I think hope is in this specific scenario is leaving a lot of room for your heart to be broken, and for somebody that's never going to come around.
Yeah. And I think the way that you handle that on the back end, right? Because it's much easier said than done. And like, don't get me wrong, I brutally went through this for 3 years. And I think the way that I coped was finding people that you don't have to prove that you are worthy of their love to. Is they just like accept you for who you are. You find your people, you find things that bring you joy, and you build your own confidence. Like, nothing has helped me move through this process better than finding my own joy and my own confidence within myself without depending on other people's approval for that confidence.
Right.
Because I was a chronic people pleaser. And now I'm like, I don't care if people don't approve of what I'm doing. I'm doing it regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And life has only gotten better since.
And additionally, if you've already come out and you are waiting for somebody right now, or you're hopeful that somebody will come around, I highly recommend, for in all aspects of your life, believe them when they do something. Like, believe when they tell you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
Or when they show you who they are, believe them. Don't go around hoping people will change. People are pretty resistant to changing, unfortunately.
Yeah. And especially with things like this, like I always say, like, I mean, my parents weren't ever really homophobic, but they didn't want their daughter to be gay for 55 years of their life, and then suddenly their daughter was gay. You also were, it's a big shift, and unless they want to change for themselves, they're not gonna change. So putting expectations on it is only going to hurt you.
Yeah. Not probably what you wanted to hear, unfortunately.
I know. Yeah. It's hard, but like, you just have to work on your own life, and things will fall into place regardless of who approves, who comes around, or whatever ends up happening. Just kind of the life of being queer. For someone whose family is where yours once was, what would you tell them? Mm-hmm. Move on. Move forward. Like, God, do not wait as long as I did. I wish I had waited.
If they're going to come around, they'll come around eventually. It doesn't matter if you're waiting for them or not.
And I wish I was a little bit more, is the word contentious? Like, I wish I caused more problems. Like, I wish I was confrontational, but also like just more loud about it. Like, I wish I did. There was a long time where I didn't say your name, or a long time that I didn't bring up that I was gay. And like, I just kind of hid everything because I was so insecure, right? It goes back to the confidence of in yourself, in your queerness. But I wish I was just louder about it, because I do think after getting engaged, I've just been so unapologetically myself, and that's allowed people to either get on board or get off,
mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
So I think the biggest piece of advice that I would give somebody is just build your life. Build your life regardless of who wants to be in it or not, and the people that are worthy of being in it will come through for you. But even if they don't, at the end of it, you have a beautiful life that you've built for yourself, mm-hmm. without needing other people's approval. Winnie did not like that answer.
Apparently not.
What helped your family come around, if they have, and what hasn't worked?
not contesting me in general. So not saying my name, I don't think that helped.
No, I don't think hiding the queerness helped at all. I
Mm-hmm.
think I should have been louder about it. I wanted to do it the right way. I wanted to give my parents the time to come around before I went public with it, and I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
give them time to process it. And I think that that was valid in where I was at year 1. And I think year 2 I just like became fearful, and then year 3 I was just like fuck off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think if I condensed all of that into 1 year, I would have been fine. But I think just dragging it out didn't help anybody.
Right.
Because then it also allowed for them to question whether I was serious or not.
Yeah.
How do you stay close to family who are still on their own journey with this?
You don't.
Yeah, you kind of.
I would say even with your relationship with your parents got quickly further and further distant from one another.
And it becomes very superficial.
Mm-hmm.
It's highs and buys. I'm not there that often. I'm there to either drop off Winnie and things like that. It's hard when someone doesn't see you for who you are as just like a valid person on this planet.
Yeah. In order to be close to someone who doesn't like agree with who you are, you have to sacrifice a piece of yourself, and I don't think that you should do that.
Yeah.
That is a way to create a very unhappy life and an unhappy you, and you deserve better than that.
And like we really have one life.
Yeah.
Like there is no, that's the thing. It's like with my parents I get so frustrated because they wasted 3 years that we could have just like all gotten along and like built this life together. But at the same time, like that was me also wasting 3 years versus just building my life without them in it. And you don't stay close no matter what you do and what you try to do. Like there is, sure, maybe we can get close again in the future, but my relationship with my parents really took a toll when I came out. And as the months and years passed and like the worse and worse it got, I barely started seeing them last year. Like right before getting engaged, I used to see them I mean, first of all, I lived with them while we were together.
Mm-hmm.
And then even when I moved out, I was there almost every weekend. And then when I came out, I was still trying to go over to like prove to them that I am still the same person.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just got like, I was like, what am I doing? And then I think
because it was a mirage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think like before getting engaged, I saw them maybe once every 6 weeks, and we lived 20 minutes apart. And even when I did see them, it was so fake.
Yeah.
So like you don't stay close because that's not how you build a close relationship with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So is there forgiveness involved, and what does that look like for you and for Dana? Close it all on
Eventually there is forgiveness. As soon as they prove, particularly your parents, prove that they are deserving of forgiveness, then I will forgive them.
Yeah, and you kind of get to determine what that is for you.
Yeah.
Like no one, I can't tell you what that is.
I don't kind of get to determine that. I do get to determine that.
Yeah, and like same for me. It's this like it's just gonna be this feeling that I have.
Am I talking about Mama and Tata? Yes.
Oh, he said Mama and Tata. What about him?
That's who we're talking about.
You're not seeing them today. You're gonna see them tomorrow. Whoa, that was really crazy. For me, with forgiveness, I think what's so hard is that I am so willing to forgive, but I'm not willing to forget.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that is a very important distinction, because I can forgive all I want, but I will never forget the way you made me feel in the time where I probably needed you to show up for me the most. So really nothing will make everything that has happened okay. Like it like changed me to the core. And it was such a pivotal moment in my life. But there is room to move forward understanding that if both sides are willing to meet in the middle. But like I'm kind of done doing 80% of the work, 95% of the work, waiting for a 5% and then not even getting one, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it really just depends, and I think I'll know when it's time, but I think it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
That's the family and culture side of it all. That's a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Anything else to add?
No.
Yeah, I feel like we covered it all. If y'all have any more questions, drop them below. We'll probably do like a ending episode where we just answer like random questions that we get from people. And then we'll see you in the next one where we talk about our relationship and deep dive into it. Boop. Touch fingers.
Touch fingers.